How is writing a spiritual journey for you?
Oh man, that is that's a question. It is a spiritual journey. It's a soul calling journey. I feel that even without any outcome, I have to write every day. And I feel like the writing every day puts my thoughts together or what's going on in my head. And I feel like it makes me, it shifts my perspective where I see my ideas on the page because I write my morning pages where I just go ahead and write whatever's on my mind and things that make me sad, and I'm including the gratitude as well. And I believe that's especially now with our phones and the doom scrolling in the news. It's just like the beauty of having all of that out of the way. And plus I handwrite all of this too, and I guess on a spiritual level, it soothes my soul. And I just traveled to Europe, and I was in Paris, and I still get panic attacks, and I still get a lot of anxiety. And I was on the metro, and I was really having a rough time. And I immediately pulled my journal out, and I was writing that I was having a rough time. And then it started to get to, oh, that was the thought I just had. I'm having a rough time because I feel lonely and it kind of brought my story together. And then it brought the story of the current anxiety together and kind of packaged it for me. And when I've reread it kind of recently, the handwriting was so good because it was a mess. It looked like a guy was writing in like this, and it's just like help me with my life. And then I progressively saw it get more and more comprehensible, and then kind of came to a conclusion. And a very nice older French man saw that I was worried and asked me the stop I was looking for, and I got to engage with him. And it's just the beauty of my anxiety, and that actually let me engage with him and then talk to him a little bit. And then I went on my way and had the wonderful rest of the day. But to write it, even to write kind of in a way where I narrate my life as this one part of my writing, which will never see publishing, but narrating the life and narrating my story kind of brings the story of my 3-act structure of life, which I still hope I'm in Act 2, but that brings it kind of is a beautiful way to shift the energy from oh crap, what's happening here? Oh crap, what's this? Oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. To wait, let's get down to the writing part, and that's amazingly spiritual. I'd even call it religious.
And so this man helped you? He sort of saw that you were maybe a little nervous or whatever?
Yeah, he's an older French man, and I can speak enough French to not, I can understand a little more. And then he realized right away, I got to talk to you in English, which was, but just, those are the moments when I'm traveling, those are the moments that I cherish. It's just like, oh yeah, and that was the Eiffel Tower. But I'll never forget the face of that Frenchman with his gray mustache. I should have took a photo of him. I didn't, but I got the photo in my head.
Wow, that's amazing. And so even with panic attacks or being scared, you still find that you push yourself to go to new places? Because I know that's part of, I think, panic is I need to have my route that I go, my safe route. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, even getting here for our interview, I do the same things. And I'm also, I've gotten to such a better place. And I remember our first interview, I was gripping the wheel of the car, and at the same time got here and had the most, amazing time. Because I know once I'm here, I'm in good hands. Oh. But it's just, but today it was just like, oh yeah, wow, the anxiety is like at a 2 instead of an 8. And how fun is it to be at a 2? Like, this is cool. And it's a beauty that's a good reason why I keep journals too, because I can look back at my old journals where things were really bad on certain, and I was just like, oh wow, I forgot I was feeling that horrible. And now when I keep track of certain things, or I write the story of what's happening in front of me and what's happening in my mind, that that shifts things. And it's something that I've loved about being a writer, is that not only am I writing fictional characters, it shifts me to like I am writing my life story by the actions I take. And that kind of blows my mind.
Was there anything in life creatively that you wished you'd either tried harder, or maybe you tried too hard and somehow pushed it away? And this is creativity.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in a very strict religion, so it didn't allow creativity on a certain level unless you were being creative for how to preach or how to give sermons from the pulpit. And this kind of came to me recently when I was talking to someone about this, when they were saying, oh, of course you know how to just do public speaking because you were knocking on doors and getting doors slammed in your face all the time. And also doing, even from a very young age of about 7 years old, going up and reading Bible scriptures and explaining to a congregation and doing that over and over again. While it was an absurd way to grow up, there was also kind of a creativity in that, because I would always try to find ways to make the boring a little more interesting. And I was always trying to dig deeper into the scripture to try to find a little nuance or compare it to something else. And I think that was my way of getting out of the script of like exactly what we're supposed to do and being a little dangerous from the stage. And also that was a way where people came up to me after and really connected. And elders would be a little more like, well, you might want to tone that down. And part of me was like, no. So I guess I felt creative giving Bible lectures, and I felt creative knocking on doors and irritating people on Saturday morning while they were watching cartoons. And I was there to talk to them about the Bible, but I was trying to do it in my own creative way. And then, then years later, my soul got crushed, and I went, wait, it's wrong? That my belief system that I was in. And then that was many years of anger and such. But now looking back, I can come back to it and go, wait, you know what? That creativity may have been there all the time. I was just using it in a way to funnel it in the way that I could, in the way that was allowed in my strict family environment and my strict religious environment.
Do you think that made you less sensitive to rejection?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I'm a breakthrough
No, it's so great.
Darn, okay.
I wish it was. I wish it was. And I got to tell you, I'm querying agents right now with my novel, and it's I'm the guy that's like, you just got to go out there and get the no's and get the rejections. And man, it's one agent has it right now, and it's under submission with. It's under submission with her, and I already know I'm getting a no, and then but at the same time, it's like your baby. So I'm trying to be cool about it and trying to be aloof, but at the same time, and when the rejection comes, it's almost a relief too. It's, of course they're going to reject that. Why wouldn't people reject me? And when the yes comes, that gets a little scary. But,
right, and we can go into that part because that sounds interesting too. But I guess I just want to go back to because you put yourself out there so much from a young age, whether it was by choice or not. I just wonder, you've had a successful show for years, Drinks with Tony. You've done so much. You've had zines and all sorts of stuff. Do you think because you've been told kind of like no, that you're not afraid to try it?
I think that's a great question, because I think I used to be less afraid to try new things, and as I've gotten older, I've been more, or maybe it's because where we're at in society now, where I get a little more like, oh, what are people going to think? And that could probably also be a problem of having some successes, and then it's just like, oh wait, what are people going to think if I do this? And I've been working on this actually for the past few months, and trying to get back to my younger self and going, dude, you were DIY punk rock, like just put it out there. Because what happened with Drinks with Tony? Drinks with Tony was something that could have been swept away easily, and I just kept doing it. And then all of a sudden people were like, well, I guess we got to go on his show if we want to publicize our books. And I'm just like, really? Me? So I gotta continue to remember those small wins, even when I felt like I wasn't doing anything in any way that was contributing to society and maybe was massaging my own ego. And I want to be, and I'm always worried about that, but that might be a Gen X thing where it's just like, we got to stay down here, man. And we, I'll sell my zines, but it's in person only, and then it's on the corner of La Cienega, and
right.
yeah.
Right, we don't want to appear to be a sellout.
Right, and it's $4.30, the cost of printing.
Right, yep. And that might also be a Bay Area thing too.
It might be,
we
yeah.
can both agree on
working class San Francisco.
Right.
That was instilled in us in the 70s and 80s, and then we grow into, oh yeah, we better do this, but it better be working class and not, as my great-grandparents would say when Noe Valley, the neighborhood in San Francisco, they'd be like, those yuppies are coming in.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was such that was you never wanted to be thought of as that. Like,
no.
That was what made the Alex P. Keaton character so funny.
Right.
Because he was everything we were told don't be like, and he reveled in it, and he was proud of it, and so that's what made it so great to watch.
Yeah, and it just reminded me of, because I lived 1 mile away from my grandfather when I was in San Francisco, when I was writing the book that became Confessions of a Teenage Jesus Jerk. And when I would visit him, he would make fun of me for being a writer, and he would always bring me down. And I was like, this is too hard. This is too hard to work on this, where I already feel this awful self-doubt. And then to have someone who should be like, hey, good job, kid. And he's just like, just get a union job. Would you just get a union job? I don't know what you're doing with this stupid writing stuff. And it got to the point where I'm like, I can't hear this anymore. And I just stopped talking to him until he died. It was like, I had to actually cut him off in order to keep my head in the game of my passion. And he was, just really dirting on my passion and making me feel awful. So.
Do you think he'd be proud of you today, or you'd still butt heads?
Oh, we would still butt heads. And if there is a heaven or an afterlife, he's probably sitting there smoking a cigarette, going, "That good for nothing." So yeah, I come from a long line of DuShanes that go, "That good for nothing."
Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Here is a complimentary question from our book Story Questions.